Hey everybody, Jay here from Modern Mississauga, and today we are with a 2018 Mazda 6, but it's not just any Mazda 6. This is their brand new upscale version of the Mazda 6 called the Signature line, and it sits just above the GT. So basically a lot of the changes are on the inside to make this feel and give a more upscale aura to the vehicle. So as you can tell, it's a mid-size sedan and beautiful 19-inch wheels here. Let's just go back around the front. I just want to show you just a little bit of a better look. So they've got this cool grille with a cool design pattern on it. How do we do that? There we go, right there. And let's just zoom in a touch right there. So there's a good look at it. I know we started the shot off like that, but just wanted to give you a bit of a better look at it right there. LED lights up front, and it looks really cool. And yes, I know it's still a Mazda 6, and Mazda is known for their fun to drive, cool handling and dynamics for their vehicles, but Mazda wants to jump in a little higher on the scale and really make it feel like a premium vehicle. And after a week of driving the Mazda 6 Signature, it definitely comes across like that, and I'm very happy that Mazda has done this. So along the rear we have two twin tailpipes, nice cool extended finishers on there as well, beautiful rear lights as well. It looks really sharp on the outside, but it's not outlandish, right? It's still a very, what's a good word, not a plainly, it's a very modernly designed vehicle, just like every other Mazda 6 out there is, but just subtle small changes make a big difference here. So like I said, as I said, 19-inch wheels along the side. You can't see the panoramic sunroof, but we'll get to that on the inside look. Yeah, so that's just a quick tour of what the outside looks like. We'll be right back and we'll take a look at the inside of the all-new 2018 Mazda 6 Signature trim. Hey everybody, we're back with the inside look of the 2016 Mazda 6 Signature. So 416 liters of trunk space. I put a few things in here just to kind of show you what it looks like with things inside. You can see the backing right there. So you can put a guitar, a horse blanket, a box of Modern Mississauga magazines, and a tube of rolled up artwork if you so choose. But you put whatever you want in there. So we'll take a look at the rear seats right now. Just, you know, pretty plain, simple things right here. Still comfortable. And there is your heated seats in the rear. Very cool. Nice place to put them. They're tucked away. And there are two USB ports right there as well. So a little bit of function, a little bit of fashion, cup holders, all good. There's a look at the front of the cabin. There's a good look at it before we jump in there, just to show you what it looks like. Mazda's got the hard backs here as well. Kind of a cool touch. Comes on the, again, top trim Signature line. There's a piano black finish right there, as well as wood finish there, as well as some beautiful leather trim as well. Let's jump into the front seat and show you just what it looks like. There's this cool graphic that shows up when you start the car. Sorry, start button is right up there as opposed to being kind of tucked around there. I like it because it's different. Really no chance of accidentally touching it when you're going around to touch those buttons. Anyways, push button start. There's your cool graphic right there. Very nice. So analog dials on the outside, digital dash on the inside, and of course you can everything that you need. So I've done 676 kilometers, almost 677. My average is 8.4. The expected average for Mazda is 10.0 for the city, 7.5 for the highway. So around, I don't know, high 8s, close to 9 for the average for that. So I'm kind of sitting right where I'm supposed to, and I've had a good mix of highway as well as city driving. I like the dials, I like the layout. Again, easy to see all the information. It's symmetrical, so for those of us with OCD, it satisfies us just like that. Here's more of that cool suede trim, and there's the leather finishings up there, and there's the wood trim. So 3 different materials, and plus a little bit of silver accents right there. So, you know, I think it's a cool upscale look, very minimalistic. And that's kind of what modern luxury vehicles are like. They don't jam too much crap in there. It's just a nice clean look. As we go around the sides, a little bit of piano black falls in here as well, and your gear shift. So Mazda only has a sport edition. There's no comfort, there's no eco. They don't really need it, and there's no auto start stop as well, because their Sky Active engine is pretty fantastic and pretty fuel efficient as well. So let's quickly run through power figures while we're here. So this top trim signature line comes with the 2.5 inline 4 with dynamic pressure turbo, 227 horse and 310 pound-feet of torque. You throw in the 93 octane, you get 250 horse. So it's a pretty big jump to go up 23 horsepower by throwing a few more cents per liter in there. And it's a 6-speed automatic transmission. And yes, you have your paddle shifters, which I don't think any of us use. And sorry, I shouldn't say that. Hardly any of us use it. But hey, for those of us that want it, it's there. There's all your safety suite stuff, camera view as well, and your trunk release, and your hood release, and your gas tank release way down in the corner over there. Standard stuff here across the board. 8-inch touchscreen. So whenever you start the car, it defaults to the view around you, just so you can kind of get an idea. Usually that kind of stuff happens in reverse, but when you do put it in reverse, like it is right now, you get the backup camera. One thing I wish Mazda did was I wish they had the turning lines, so you can see the steering wheel turning and you can see the lines not turning. Just a bit of a personal preference for me. If you do want to do your own shifting, not on the wheel, you just slide over to the left and you get your manual options as well. As far as storage space goes, not too bad. You get a bit of a cubby hole right there. This is really cool and very luxury-esque. Sliding panel, a couple of cup holders, kind of small console down here, but whatever. You get your two USBs as well as your 120 volt right there. Seating, it's I don't know how I feel about this metal bar here. It's not uncomfortable. I haven't really noticed it. But you know, it's there, and it's a little peculiar for me, but whatever. Side bolsters, I love what Mazda has done with it for the last few years. It's really thick, it's really pronounced, and it keeps you in place. Side bolsters, not too great, at least not by my standards, but hey, you win some, you lose some. Not a big shot against them, just letting you guys know my personal preference. Not sure if you guys have your own preferences for that as well. With this one, there is an 11-speaker Bose premium audio system. And I believe there is a Bose logo, yep, right there. Sound system's great. It's clear. It booms with the bass. It cuts through with the treble. Shouldn't have stumbled over that when you need it. Yeah. So overall, the interior is really cool. One thing I like is it's very luxury upscale. It's the frameless rear view mirror. Usually there's a big black outline or something here. Let me open the sunroof to get a little more light in here. There we go. There's a bit of a better look at it. So it's cool. It's got yes, it has a frame, but it's not your traditional frame. No panoramic roof, just a regular sunroof, but it tilts and it reclines. That's the wrong word completely. It tilts and opens. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so I think that's it for the inside. It's taking a lot longer than I thought, so let's end this here. And we'll be right back with a driving portion of the 2018 Mazda 6 Signature. All right, we're back with the in-car portion, Mazda 2018 6 Signature model. So, as I mentioned, 227 horse, 310 pound-feet of torque. That's on regular gas. You throw in 93 octane, you get 250 horse, and you still keep your 310 torque. So it's the same 2.5 engine as your lower trims, but that only gets you 187, 186 horsepower and torque respectively. So they've tuned it differently, and it's just that much better. So heated seats here, cooled seats up front as well. Those are on either side, plus your heated steering wheel. Great job in the layout in typical Mazda form. Your rotary dial is here it's kind of like the iDrive for BMW, but just it's Mazda's version of it. And that gets you your controls on your 8-inch screen. So let's get moving for a bit. As mentioned, I've done about 677 kilometers plus the other 50-ish kilometers to get it back to Mazda. So I'll probably end up doing closer to 730 as far as mileage goes. And it's been good on the highway. It's been great on city streets, and really I don't have many complaints about it. You got a couple of memory seats there if you're sharing the car with whoever it is that you live with. It handles great, and it's got Mazda's handling DNA all throughout. The Mazda 3, I've had 2 of them, and they were absolute dreams to drive. They handled well, they performed well, they were great around corners, great on straightaways, and I find the Mazda 6 does the same thing. And yes, the Signature doesn't give you any more horsepower than the GT does, which is just a trim below, but it's more, again, it's more of the inside, more on the inside. where you find the upscale feel and look and touch. Again, with this leather here, the piano black, and the wood trim, some wood trim there, and on the sides of the doors as well. Heads-up display. It's really, really cool what they've done. I'm at a stoplight. Let me take a peek at my notes. Right, so it's a new heads-up display. Mazda calls it an active driving display. It's going to be called a heads-up display. So it's full color. We can't really see it from here. But what's cool is the blind spot monitoring comes in not only on the side mirrors itself, but also on the heads-up display. Little stop signs show up as well. It's pretty intuitive, and it's pretty creative and clever, and I like it. I wish they would just call it heads-up display though. My 2 cents. Feel free to keep the change. There's a ton of safety features here as well. You have your adaptive cruise control, your blind spot monitoring, your parking sensors. There's a whole bunch of other cool things as well as far as safety goes. I'll put that in the written portion. But as far as on-road feels, having driven it for nearly 700 clicks, it's comfortable, it's good, it's something I would consider taking on a long trip, a couple thousand kilometers worth. Paddle shifters are nice, they function well, and I'm more of a traditionalist when at least comes to automatic vehicles. I just want to put the pedal down and let the car and its big massive brains think for itself, and it does that quite nicely. So that'll wrap up this portion of the review, and I guess the whole review in total. So I'm just going to quickly pull over because it shouldn't be touching your phone or your camera while you drive. Actually, while I have you guys here, I will quickly run through the safety features, save myself some writing. So, push button start, power moonroof, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, Mazda radar cruise control, which is adaptive cruise control, with stop and go, LED headlights, signature lighting, adaptive front lighting system, automatic headlight leveling, rain sensing wipers. Got the 360 monitor, which is really, really cool. Memory seat, which I mentioned, rear view camera, which I mentioned, active driving display, which is their heads-up display. Okay, that wraps up the review for the 2018 Mazda 6 Signature top trim. Very cool, very luxury-esque feeling, very nice to drive. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back with another review sooner than later.